sick of those immigrants? Aren't you sick of those Muslims coming in and making you fearful? Aren't you sick of those people, those leftists and socialists and woke people, changing our culture and transforming what used to be ours and taking it? Wouldn't you like to get that back? And you get them to forget the fact that they are being exploited, that they are voting for policies and politicians that will continue to serve the ultra rich by getting them to kind of think in terms of culture, right? As a conservative, you are constantly and forever representing the elite, and mostly the economic elite, those who have the power and the economic power, the class power. But in the United States, you find yourself in this difficult situation where you also must get votes. And you actually must appeal to enough of the population to where they will actually be willing to vote for you. Well, that creates a conservative dilemma. How do you get past that situation where you want to protect the prestige and control of the elites and people who have always controlled power, but you also have to generate enough populist support to get enough votes, a majority? They must get white working class individuals to constantly vote against their own economic interests, and they do that by stoking cultural outrage and fear. And so Christian nationalist rhetoric and Christian nationalist ideology is really an example, I think an example of how elites and upper class individuals are able to constantly distract white evangelicals and other white working class Americans with the narrative that the culture is being taken, that we're oppressed, that we're being persecuted, that we're losing America as we know it or our way of life, and we're losing control. And so it is something that becomes extremely motivating when politicians who are savvy in communication are able to kind of use and leverage that rhetoric to stoke that fear. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm.